Hello, welcome to this video on an overview of what you actually need to log as a client or if you're using this for yourself. So really this is going to be a very simple video demonstrating the bare minimum of what typically you will need to log. Some things may change based on what your coach is specifying, so on and so forth. So I'm going to make my window small and we'll go ahead and show you. So essentially remember that everything here from one, if we look at the tabs, or 1A all the way to K. You don't really need to do anything there. That's going to be for your coach once the workout is programmed. Maybe you want to look at the videos, which are listed here for majority of the the exercises, and then also if there's any notes to your coach. They might specify bench or something like that. You know what I mean? So on and so forth. So make sure you check those out. If you have any questions on what you need to do for the actual workout, how to do the exercise, you can find the video linked there. Now, this one here, so overview of what you need to log. This is not going to be in your sheet, but everything in yellow, so in the yellow columns, you will be logging. So gym location, right? Like we might say SFT, Coon Rapids, for example, if you're in Coon Rapids. Time of session in minutes. So let's just say it was 45. That's all you got to do. Start time, you could say 1 o'clock. Date, we'll do today's date, 11/18/2024 at the time of this video. And then session rating. So essentially after you go through all of your training sessions, this whole workout, let's say, so all the exercises, all the repetitions, everything else, you can go ahead and rate it. So 1, and then it'll kind of spit out what this means. Minimal effort required, super easy for 1 all the way up to, let's say, 8. Hard, very challenging, may need to push through mental and physical barriers in order to essentially finish. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and delete all those. Now you can see if we put, so for the sets, if we put 2, you're going to see 2 columns here filled out or opened up, let's say. And then if we were to change that to 3, now we see another one opened up. If we put this to 6, now we see all the way across opened up. Okay, so what you would also have to do week 1 if it's not put in by your coach. So this is kind of that area that, it may be done for you or your coach might have you do it. Depends on the training program. One is not better than the other. So let's just say the rep range is between 10 and 12. So let's just say that you did, change that one. Well, it was 10 to 12. So let's just say you did 10 dumbbell flat bench fly. So that might be 15 pounds. Right. And let's just say if, again, this would be specified by your coach, but if reps in reserve is something that's there and you fill that out, essentially that means how many more could I have gotten, right? We'll have a whole separate video on this, but essentially how many more could I have gotten? Let's say I could have gotten 3 more. Now we'll just go to the end of this. So this would be by the end of this workout. If you're like, you know what, I did 2 sets, 15 pounds, 10 repetitions. It was very easy, very, very easy. I felt like I had really no good pump. I didn't really get sore, anything like that. You could go ahead and add a set for the following week, which would bring your sets up by 1 notch, which is really all that we want to add per exercise. And if the weight was super easy, you could put it to moderate, which would essentially increase your current or your next week's weight by 5 pounds. Okay? And then so on and so forth. Once you go to this week's workout, which would be day 1, week 2, you would just, now luckily everything, the weights would actually be filled out here. So as long as the reps and everything else were hit the same, you don't really need to even change that, which is kind of cool. The only thing that you would add is, the date, start time, session rating, all that kind of stuff. And then something that might happen is you'll see that week 1, it might be like, let's say a 4, week 2 might be a 5, for example. So you're kind of trying to get a little harder with each session. Week 3, maybe you're back down to 4 because maybe you had, extra sleep that night, extra food, so on and so forth. So the ratings can change, but we kind of look at that as coaches and make sure that your training is not too insanely hard on a week-to-week basis. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. Sorry, it got a little bit longer than I would have hoped, but it's good, valuable stuff. And essentially, that's really all you need to kind of master this sheet. And everything else like session notes and all of that kind of stuff are kind of optional, or it's going to be dependent on what your coach specifies. So thank you so much.